Fast forward to 2022. This is an asset that I purchased myself and bought it for 1.78 million. I was in a meeting with another fellow investor that only really wanted off-market opportunities. I said, okay, that's great. He said, hey, this is a really cool property that you might like. Have you seen it? It was priced at 1.35, I believe, or 1.29, one of those two. And he tipped me off to it. I looked at it. I'm like, wait a second. This is a purpose-built 11-unit apartment building, probably an opportunity to put a 12th. It looks really clean. What am I missing? So I called the agent, got a hold of him. I then followed up with the agent over and over again. The agent actually told me he felt that there was another comparable property that had just sold for 1.8, but that there was no way it should have sold at that value, and that the client would be happy with 1.35 to 1.4. Said he was holding offers for 10 days. I actually went unconditional, sight unseen, with an offer at 1.4 with a 24-hour irrevocable on it. He said that if you get me the right number, the client will accept it. I was one of 2 offers that night. By the time the next day came around, I was one of 17 offers. From that one of 17 offers, I called that agent 7 times that day. I spoke to him 7 times. I called him even more. And I kept asking him very strategic questions to get close to where I needed to be. I ended up increasing my price to 1.78 million, unconditional, without seeing the property, just based on the documents and the pro forma that he did. I did that because I have confidence that if I had to knock the entire building down and build new, it was a large enough lot that I could. Something I would not recommend most of, if any, of my clients to do. But I knew what I was buying and I jumped into it. I knew it was undervalued. This asset will go anywhere between 8 months and 24 months to turn around. I say 8 months ambitiously because one of my team members actually thinks that it can get done in 8 months. I think 24 months is probably a more realistic timeline. We're actually going to replace the laundry room with an additional unit. And that additional unit is going to remove laundry from the building. And then all the units that we put into all the units we renovate in the building, we're actually going to add laundry to. Now, the lending that I have in place on this property is 3.2% interest only payments, 75% of purchase price, and 100% of renovation on draws. And I had to get an appraisal, and I had to get an environmental, and I had to get a QS report, and I had to get an environmental friendly report, and I had to get contractor quotes. All of those items were done to protect me and to protect the lender. Those are all things I would highly recommend. And towards the end of the presentation, we talk about the power team. I'll talk about the different people we can use to get to those different things. Now, 3.2% is because we're with an impact lender on this building. What an impact lender is they want to see an impact to the area. They want to see us bring down environmentally friendly. They want us to bring up affordable units. They don't want us to pay cash for keys. They want us to do what's best for the community. So what I've actually done is I have another 88-unit apartment building that is completely turnkey in this city, in London. And so what I did was I had our property management company go door to door to every one of the units and say, hey guys, want to give you a 6 months notice, which is coming up next month. We're going to be removing the laundry room. We'll be adding a 12th unit. There's going to be lots of noise. And I know you're paying $756 per month. If you're interested, I can actually move you, paying your moving expenses from this unit that's a little bit under the weather. It hasn't been renovated for 40 years. It's a little tired. And we'll move you to a brand new building that was built in 2017. But because that building actually has a specific loan agreement in place with the City of London, I can't charge you more than 70% of CMHC market rents. You qualify because you're over the age of 50. And your income, 30% of your income will actually be put towards rent max. So the max I can charge you is $700 a month. Are you interested in a $56 reduction in your rent every month and a brand new unit that you can live in that I can't move you or kick you out of for at least 17 years? And I'll pay your moving expenses. How does that sound? By going door to door, we got 11 units down to 6 tenants. Plus we have the 12th unit to build. So in the first 4 or 5 months of this project, we've actually gotten more than half the building vacant, with the fact that more want to move to that other asset. And then others want to stay in this building and are willing to pay more to be in the fully renovated units once they're complete, with in-suite laundry and a dishwasher at market rents. The total cost of this project including all interest that we had focused for 24 months, is just over $2.3 million. And the end value of this property, we look at three different ways. We use that income approach, but we look at three different main driving factors. What are average price per doors on fully renovated units? What is our income approach at a fair cap rate? And what is the price per square foot? We blend those together as long as there's no complete outliers. We found a value of somewhere between $3.4 and $3.6 million. So this property will have over $1 million in equity gain and upside. We have 3.2% interest in a raising interest rate economy that's interest only for 5 years. And as soon as we finish this, we'll be $2.3 million in on a building that's going to actually cash flow if it was financed at 95% loan to value on $3.5 million, which means the cash flows are going to be substantially higher. The expected return on investment on this after 24 months, we had at 47%. When we had that compressed down a little bit lower, it's actually upwards over 70% return based on the timeline we can possibly get it under. So it's a really good return and a really good asset that really, no matter what happens over interest rates for the next 5 years, we got that 3.2% locked in. If we want to refinance it, we can. But if interest rates stay high, we've already locked in at 3.2%.